everybody. All right. Afternoon or evening. All right, let's just wait a little bit for some folks to join us.
If you join us, we're going to wait a few minutes, see if we get some more people.
We have people asking how to tune into the Facebook event.
Janet Nostro is asking
how to tune into the Facebook event. We're gonna
send her a quick link.
Yeah, we'll share links.
We'll be sharing the links. If you're watching us, you already have the link, but we'll be sharing the link for the people who are trying to get on now.
That's true. If you're watching, you have found us. That's good enough. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Anna. Okay.
Mark Walters is trying to get out.
So we'll probably keep sharing the link a little bit while more people join us. Hey, welcome.
Process. So, welcome. Here we are broadcasting live from our solar tiny house. We're very proud to have this addition to our arsenal of tools that we can bring out to different events, and we can educate and bring the information so people can learn about solar. And that's what this house was designed for. We built it so that we can actually talk solar. All the components are part of the house. We have the LG panels and the roof. We're running 6 LG 340 watt panels, neon 2, and the roof. And that's what creating the energy, capturing the energy from the sun with the Enphase IQ7 Plus microinverters, turning it into AC power so that we can run the lights, the air conditioner, and basically all the functions, all the life functions of this tiny house. And with that, we're very proud to be able to introduce a brand new technology. This is the Enphase Ensemble, and the Enphase Ensemble is the whole system. It's a whole home powered backup for the home. It consists of different components, and I'll be talking about each of these components and how they relate to your home. So the Enphase Ensemble has 3 main components. The Empower. This is a 200 amp automatic transfer switch that basically segregates your home from the grid. So in the event of a power outage, within 5 milliseconds, the Empower separates the home, islands your home, and allows your panels to continue working while storing the power and the Enphase in charge. This is the Enphase in charge. This is the battery component of the Ensemble system. This particular battery here that I'm showing, this is an in charge 3.3 kW unit. And we can stack them into 10 kW units and up to 9 units in a house. And then from the in charge, we also have our IQ combiner box. And basically this is what we use to monitor your system. This is where the breakers are tied into, and this is what ties into your home's main electrical panel. So we have the Enphase Ensemble in power, Enphase Ensemble in charge, and the Enphase IQ combiner box. These three components allow your home to continue functioning on or off the grid, which is really great technology because up until this point, you had to design a system to be on the grid or off the grid. Now we have the ability to run you on both. If the power goes out, automatically your home islands itself and starts running off the grid. And what makes that possible is this piece of equipment right here. Each of the in-charge batteries comes with the IQ8 microinverter, and the IQ8 microinverter, brand new from Enphase, has the capability to continue functioning even when the grid goes down. So for every in-charge 3.0 battery that we install on your house, 6 of your solar panels, 6 of your 60 solar panels are able to continue working. And as we get into this, we'll get a little more into what it's going to take for the existing solar systems to be able to be compatible with the Ensemble technology. Do we have any questions?
Okay, well, so I wanted to add in that we are taking questions live during this, so send your questions in the comments and we're going to try our best to answer them. So we did get a question. So first one, how does FPL net metering work on or affect battery storage capacity?
Excellent question. Thank you very much. And welcome to tonight's live broadcast. So the net metering is not affected in any way. Net metering is the ability for you to produce the energy during the daytime and use it during the nighttime, or even store it during the winter months and use it in the summer months of higher consumption. The battery systems that we're installing, we're programming them and we're encouraging our customers not to use them on a daily basis. You could, but there's no financial benefit to using it on a daily basis. So we're encouraging you to continue using net metering. There is no cost associated with this. It's a great benefit from FPL. And then use your batteries as a backup solution. Maybe run them once a week just to make sure that everything is functioning, everything is working, and everything is ready for you. And then in the event of a hurricane, in the event of a power outage, a regular storm, a transformer blows, any power outage at all, your battery will instantly take over for you and maintain your home without losing power. So the battery does not replace net metering. You'll still continue to use net metering. As a matter of fact, we encourage you to use net metering on a daily basis and only use the battery during a power outage.
Okay, we have, can you use the Enphase switch without batteries?
So the Empower switch will not work without the batteries. The Empower switch will island your home, but basically your panels cannot continue to work. The technology that allows your panels, your existing panels that you have on your roof today, to continue working is the Enphase in charge, and very specifically the IQ8 microinverters. In order for us to be able to install this system on your home, you must have an IQ compatible system. A lot of you may have solar panels already installed on your home. Some of you may have Enphase, some of you may have other inverters. It is going to require the Enphase microinverters in order for the Enphase Ensemble to work. I'm sorry, but it is only AC coupled, so it is not compatible with centralized inverters. This system will work AC coupled with a microinverter system from Enphase. And that being said, in your home today, you may have the M series 215s, you may have the S series 285s. If you do not worry. Enphase, very fantastic technology-oriented company. They have a system in place where you will be able to, for a very nominal fee, very inexpensive, be able to upgrade your microinverters. You can go online to Enphase store and you can take a look at the pricing, or you can contact us directly. With our volume purchasing, we'll probably be able to offer you a better price. We can replace those microinverters for you, and at the same time, install the batteries if you're interested. But in order to install the batteries, you must have a minimum of IQ6 microinverter. If you have the S series or you have the M series microinverters, then we will be able to upgrade for you at a cost.
Okay, how many batteries do I need to back up my 5-ton AC through the night outage?
Okay, so if you have a 5-ton AC unit or a centralized AC unit, the minimum amount of batteries that you're going to need is going to be a 13.4. And the reason for that is for the amperage. We need to be able to generate enough amperage to turn on your system. We may need to put a soft start on your AC air conditioner system to lower the cranking amperage, but we're able to do that. 13.4 will be the minimum. I'm probably going to need a bit more than that, depending on what other loads you're running in the house.
How are the batteries charged if we are sending our energy to FPNL through net metering?
Excellent question. So the battery is charged first. Once your battery is fully charged, then the excess energy goes out to FPNL. On top of that, your batteries, because they are GPS and they do know the location that they're installed, automatically have a built-in feature through software that allows them to know if a storm is approaching. In the event that a hurricane or a tropical storm is approaching your area, the batteries have a built-in storm mode, and the battery will automatically fully charge itself and not allow you to discharge until the grid goes out, assuring that when the grid does go out, you have a fully charged battery ready for the storm.
Oh. All right, this is a popular question. How does this compare to the Tesla Powerwall?
Excellent question. So I'm really proud to say that we are, number one, price competitive. We are probably within $500 of the Tesla Powerwall, but then with the Powerwall and with the Tesla Enphase. Number one is the chemistry. These batteries are cobalt-free. Cobalt is a chemical that has been found in a lot of the smaller batteries. Cobalt is a chemistry that is very heat intensive, and therefore the Tesla Powerwall, for safety, has to have a mechanical cooling system. The Tesla Powerwall comes with a fan that mechanically keeps the battery cool. Unfortunately, when you have a mechanical item, that mechanical item could fail. I'm not saying the Tesla Powerwall is not safe. The Tesla Powerwall is a very good item. I am saying that because it's got a component to keep it cool, there's a point of failure that we want to try to prevent. With that, Enphase Ensemble is passive cooling. It is cobalt free, therefore there's no need to mechanically cool the battery. The passive cooling, in my opinion, makes it a safer battery. Number two, in order for the Tesla Powerwall to function, has to maintain connectivity with Tesla's headquarters. The moment that connectivity is lost for a period longer than 15 minutes, the Tesla Powerwall by design shuts off. So in the event of a hurricane, if we were to lose a cell tower, if we were to lose connectivity from your home, the potential for your Powerwall to turn off, it's there. Now don't worry, as long as you pick up the phone with cell signal and you contact Tesla and you get a hold of their customer service area at that time of emergency, you will be able to give it a code. They'll give you an emergency code and you can manually turn your Powerwall back on. With the Enphase Ensemble, you don't have to worry about that. You will have cellular connection, but even if you were to lose cellular connection, the battery will continue to function and you can locally monitor it from your house. And then I think the biggest and the most important difference between the two is the amount of storage that you get from a Tesla Powerwall. Tesla Powerwall is a 13.3 kW system, but DC power storage is only 5 kW. So although you're paying for and installing 13.3 kW, when it comes down to the usage, when it comes down to the ability to store the power, you get a much greatly reduced amount of power. Well, the Enphase in charge has the capability to discharge up to 100%. And while we don't encourage that, and we do try to set you and size you properly so you will not discharge 100%, in the case of an emergency and you need that power, you will have it available to you. And that's a big difference because you have to buy a lot more storage from Tesla. You can buy a much smaller system at tremendous savings without having to waste all that storage capacity.
Okay, how long does a regular house function with just the battery? So I guess just running on batteries, if you break this down. So
I am running a test right now, and we will be able to tell you very soon. But my goal is to run my house for 11 days off the grid. I'm not there yet. We're testing the system. And very shortly will be commissioned, and we'll be able to start that and be able to do that. But our goal is to, with the right size system of batteries, we're going to try to run my home. I have 2 air conditioning units. I have a pool. I will not heat up my pool. I'm not gonna try that, although I might do it just to test the system. But I don't recommend heating up your pool with on batteries. But we're going to be going off the grid, and we'll give you an update on how that goes. We can size your system to indefinitely run your home. Again, the IQ8 micro will turn back on. So during the daytime, you're running just like you're running today, using the storage at the nighttime. The storage allowing you to have the power that you need for the nighttime. If we size you correctly, another 6 or 8 hours, so that in case of power in the morning, you'll still be able to have power that night.
Okay, during an outage, can we run the AC with the solar panels during the day when the sun is shining while charging the battery, or do we need to size the battery?
So during the day, Enphase in chargers you need. One Enphase 3.3 in charge can run panels. So we size it correctly so your panels turn back on. You do have the ability, and we can put a critical load panel on and not run off of the batteries. You also have a programming device on your phone critical to you, and you may not want to run them, especially if your batteries are drawing low. You have that information and you can make those decisions. While you don't have the ability to remotely turn off loads, you can make those decisions and turn those loads off individually.
Okay, do you suggest, net metering.
So, time of usage in South Florida is not widely used. It will be a benefit. And with the batteries, it could definitely make up for it. But in my opinion, financially, I don't recommend time of usage, only because if rates fluctuate, you may not keep up with it, and you might end up paying more when you really don't have to. Again, with the batteries, and only using them in case of emergency, you can extend the life of your battery probably up to like around 17 years, and that probably has more value than taking advantage of time of usage today.
Alright, this is a good one. Can I use the battery for just certain things in my house only?
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, we can create a critical load panel, and if you were to designate that, for example, you have one area of your home, let's say that you had a safety room where you like to go during a hurricane, that's where you want to keep cool, only use that area, use those fans, use that air conditioner, and not use the rest of the house. We can designate that area of the house to be used with the batteries, allowing you to probably do a much smaller battery backup system that can still maintain you the quality of life that you're looking for. It's all about your individual needs. That's what we do here at Color-Based Solar Solutions. We cater to your needs. It's not up to us to tell you this is what you should do. It's up to us to listen to your needs, understand them, and be able to guide you to make the right direction.
Will the battery last? So that's what we're testing.
That all depends. A battery, it has a very specific amount of energy that it can store. Let's compare it, let's put it in terms that we can all understand. A gallon of water. How long will a gallon of water last? Well, how many glasses of water are you going to drink? Are you going to drink 1 glass of water an hour? Are you going to drink 2 glasses of water? Are you going to drink 8 glasses of water? Depending on how much water you're consuming is how long that gallon of water is going to last you. The battery is a specific capacity. A gallon of water is specific capacity. If you drink too much water, you're going to run out of water. Same thing with the battery. And that's why it's important, just like before a hurricane, you decide how many gallons of water you want to store for your family. We also have to decide how many batteries you want to put in your house to maintain your safety. But these batteries will make your home safer, will make your home more livable, and it'll allow you to enjoy the same quality of life you're enjoying today, even through a storm.
What about the lifetime of the batteries?
So we talked about that before. This is a fantastic product. A great company stands behind it. Enphase gives you 4,000 life cycles of usage. Life cycles are measured by discharge and recharge. So every time you discharge your battery and you recharge it, that's a life cycle. 4,000 life cycles is around 7 years. Now, if you do not recharge and charge every single day, because in our market there's no need, there's no value. For example, we can use it once a week and just make sure that, for example, every single Saturday you program it to run, and every single Saturday it tests itself, and every single Saturday night you're off the grid, and Sunday morning you go back to regular usage. Those 4,000 cycles can be extended up to probably beyond 17 years.
Alrighty. Okay, how much is the cost? How much does it cost installed per usable kilowatt hour?
So right now we're coming up probably below $1,000 per kilowatt hour. So a 13 kW system of battery is going to run you somewhere around $13,000, $14,000. Depends on your home, depends on the location of the installation, depends on how complex your electrical system and what your system needs are. And that's for the battery system, including the Empower. That does not include if we have to upgrade your existing solar panels and or your microinverters.
We're getting so many good questions. What is the maximum time we can wait to drain the battery to keep it healthy?
So these batteries are fantastic. They're extremely robust. It's one of the reasons why we have chosen to go with this battery system because it will handle. Many batteries will only allow you to go to 50% or even 20%. These batteries can actually go all the way to zero. Even if you don't recharge it the next day, and because you have a non-sunny day and you're going to recharge the day after, the battery comes right back on again. There's no need to jump the battery or get it started. Even from zero, your panels will be able to trickle charge your battery again.
Can it be installed outdoors?
Absolutely. NEMA 3 rated, impact resistant. This is what it looks like, but this is the actual cover. So this is what your battery will look like from the outside. This is what protects it from things hitting it during a storm. You have the lights that tell you your charge and if it's charging or how it's running so you can see it, but it absolutely can be installed outside. It is weather resistant and weatherproof. Thank you very much. We have some amazing questions. Keep them coming. Keep your questions coming.
Hi, new host over here. So we have a great question. How does this compare to the Generac battery system?
So
The power cell.
The power cell. Excellent question. This is a very different system. The Generac power cell is only DC based. You have to have the panels, the Generac inverter, and then it goes to the power cell. It's a 7.6 kW system. It is stackable, but it is only compatible with the Generac inverter. It is not reliable, and the worst part that my fear of that system is that for our climate, the power cell temperature requirements require it to be installed indoors under air conditioning space. If you raise the temperature above 84 degrees on a power cell, you start to degrade the performance. Where on the Ensemble, you can get to much higher temperatures. For our climate, where in the summertime we know we're hitting 90 degrees and above, if you're out in the sun, you know it's more like 100 degrees, the power cell may not be the best item for this climate. Other areas of the country, that would not be a component that you have to worry about, but we have to cater to the needs of our customers locally. And in this case, the Ensemble has a much better temperature range and has a much better DC and AC compatibility, so you can charge the battery even if you don't have sun. As long as you're connected to the grid, let's say it's a cloudy day before a storm, you can still charge from the grid, where the power cell you cannot.
All right, Anna's asking if she can connect multiple different outlets in different rooms and designate what is going to be used for a power outage.
Absolutely. So like we said, we can designate a critical load panel. Doesn't have to be all in one area. It could be many, different areas of the house. You take those circuits from different areas. From the kitchen, you get your refrigerator. From the hallway and the rooms, you get the lights. You get the plugs from the living room that you want to keep on. You want to make sure those ceiling fans across the whole house will stay on. The air conditioner in the den, you want to keep on, but not the main house. You choose. You pick and choose. We put them into one critical load panel, up to 200 amps. 200 amps is a whole home generator. So we can run a lot of power off of that critical load panel.
All right. We have Christy. She's asking, what's the warranty and what is the percentage of degradation does it cover?
Absolutely. So the warranty is 4,000 cycles. And they're saying that at 4,000 cycles, at the end of those 4,000 cycles, the battery will still be charging at discharging at the original rates. Beyond the 4,000 cycles, it will start to degrade. It's a linear degradation, and I will have to get back to you as far as what those it's not a time frame, it's a cycle frame. Depending on how quickly you use those cycles is how quickly that degradation will be.
All right, and can you explain what a actual cycle is?
Absolutely. A cycle for any battery is considered discharge and charge. When you discharge a battery and you charge it back up again, you're going through a life cycle. And the life cycle is what counts towards those 4,000 life cycles on a battery.
All right. And do the batteries only come in a 3 kW or are they larger sizes?
So the batteries all come in a 10 kW, which consists of 3 kWs stackable, and they have one cabinet, beautiful, very slick, and they also come additional 3 kWs. So we can stack 10 kW cabinets, or we can stack a 10 kW cabinet and a 3 kW cabinet, or 10 kW 2 3s, or 3 10s. It all depends. Your needs, your house is individual, your needs are individual, and we cater to what you specifically need.
Alrighty, we got a great question here. Can I choose to connect the battery to my main panel and decide manually what loads to run by manually turning off the loads that I do not want or need on the sub panel?
Absolutely. So that's a great way to manage your battery. You have the software, you have the ability to see what your, where your charge and discharge rates are, and you can decide, for example, hey, it's beautiful, it's sunny, I'm 100% charged. You know what? I'm going to turn on the water heater and I'm taking the hot shower right now. At the same token, tomorrow maybe it's rainy, you're not charging as much, you feel the need to not take the hot shower, and you can manually turn that breaker off, and that way it's not draining your battery.
And how long does it take to charge an actual battery?
So that all depends. It depends on the amount of sun exposure that you have, the amount of power you're generating for your panels at that time, and how much power are you drawing. Don't forget, your house will always take the power first, and then any excess power will go to the battery, just like any excess power today is going to FPNL. So if the power goes to the battery, but you're draining it quicker than you're charging it, you're going to be discharging. If the power is going to the battery and you're not pulling as much, then you're charging the battery. You have a blue or a green light so you can identify and know where your battery is.
And where is the best place to install these batteries? Is it indoors? Is it outdoors? Or is there just no rhyme to the rhythm? Or
so I would love to tell you that we want to install these batteries on the indoor and protect them and cuddle them and make them all nice and cozy. But the reality is that we don't have to. If you don't have room in your garage, or if that space in your garage is premium and you would like to install them on the outdoor of your house, we can install them on the outdoors of the house. They're NEMA 3 rated, they're rated for our temperature range, they can definitely go on the outside. I don't see anybody really walking away and stealing them from your house. They're extremely heavy, and when they're permanently mounted to your walls, they're secure, so that's not an issue. Now, ideally, if you want to preserve them longer, of course, anything you have inside your home is going to last you longer than things you have outside your home. But they are designed to be outside your home, so you don't have to put them indoors.
all right. So everybody's eager to know, how is that beta test going at your house?
So all the batteries are installed. They're fully mounted. We are working on getting an engineer from California out to my house. They told me that they're on a plane and they should be arriving towards the end of this week. They are going to manually commission the system with me. They want to be here. Enphase is amazing when it comes to the technology. Enphase is really good about standing behind their customers. Although I am an installer, as far as Enphase is concerned, here I am their customer. And they want to make sure that if we're going to go through this testing phase, they're going to be here with me to make sure that anything that could possibly go wrong, which we have not seen anything, everything has been working 100% to our expectations. But if they encounter something, they'll be here. My goal as a company owner, my goal as a consumer, I'm going to break this. If anything's going to go wrong, it's going to go wrong in my house. I am going to test it. I'm going to run both my air conditioners. I'm going to run my pool heater. I'm going to do everything that Enphase tells me not to do. It's going to get done. Because again, if something's to go wrong, it's going to go wrong here. And then we know how to address it for the future. So I wish I had better news. I wish I could have broken something already, but so far, nothing has gone wrong. Everything has gone very smoothly.
I'm going to keep those comments to myself. So we have another question. If you do a partial home backup load coverage, can it be on the main panel or does it have to be on a critical load panel?
In order to do partial home, has to be on a critical load panel. You cannot power a main panel partially. So you have to segregate those loads to a separate panel which receives the power, and those loads run on the critical load panel.
So everybody's asking how much?
Again, that's entirely up to each individual house. The cost of the battery, if we talk about per kW, it's going to be right below $1,000 per kW. It all depends on how many kW we're going to install on your house.
All right, and we got a question. Does you need any special requirements with FPNL? Do they require any special permits or anything that has to be tested by them?
So all the equipment is already UL tested. That's the requirement from FPNL, building department. Any electrical equipment, any electrical appliance has to be UL listed. This meets all the Miami-Dade County building requirements. If the installation requires a permitting, we will take care of the permitting for you. We have an electrical engineer and staff that will do all of the plans, all the designs, and we'll be going through all of the permitting process in order to safely install this on your home. I will go through all the inspections and everything that is needed according to your regulations of your individual municipality. Each municipality may have different regulations. Net metering agreement is that you do have to let FPNL that you have now installed the batteries on your home, but there's no special inspection. It's just a matter of updating your net metering agreements. If your net meter agreement is over 2 years old, I don't think there's a place there for you to add batteries. I think only currently customers are being asked if they're adding batteries or not.
Wonderful. How many of these have has the company Enphase installed in the US currently?
So Enphase is not moving forward with the installations until they finish collecting all of the information from these houses that we've already installed. They're collecting data. They want to make sure, like I said, the goal from the engineers, and they're working hard at this, is to break it. Very, very soon, we'll be done with all of this testing. I know that a lot of our customers have been waiting very, very patiently. I know that we were supposed to have started installations back in January. Things got delayed, and unfortunately, with the delay, we had the coronavirus come into play, and that threw a monkey wrench that has really delayed everything. We were hoping to have the engineers here in Miami back at the beginning of June, and now we're coming towards the end of June, and they're finally, being able to come. We video conferenced with them, and we were able to do the installation through video conferencing, and they manage us. We were very fortunate. We're one of only 6 installers in the United States that had already completed their training before the pandemic. I myself personally flew out with my team to California. We were in Enphase's headquarters, and we were personally trained. Unfortunately, we were the last class that happened, because right after that, the pandemic and travel restrictions. So there's very few installers. In fact, in Florida, we are the only certified installer right now. They have not had a chance to certify anybody else, and they have reached out to us, and we will be diligently working with other installers, because we are going to be part of the certification process. We have offered to help, and if we can, provide our facilities and provide our expertise, because the ultimate goal is to install more people to make sure that everybody is secure. So whether you do it with us or with somebody else, as long as they're trained and as long as they're certified, like we are, your house will be in good hands.
Wonderful. We have somebody asking, homestead utility, is it the same as FPNL with batteries?
So with batteries, there's no difference. Homestead utility is very different. Homestead utility is a municipal utility company. They're exempt from net metering, and they do not offer net metering as we know it from the utility companies. The private utility companies are required by state law to give you the same credit for what you consume. So your house produces 10 kW during the daytime. At a certain hour, you send 8 kW back to FPNL. Tonight, when you get that energy back from FPNL, you get 8 kW, and it's a net metering. With Homestead Power, like all the other municipal power companies, when you produce your energy and you send those 8 kW to Homestead Power, they give you what their current rate is at that time. If it's 5 cents, 6 cents, 8 cents, whatever the current rate is, which is fantastic because they give you a full market value. But unfortunately, when you get it back tonight from Homestead Power, same energy you send to them, they charge you full retail price. So they pay you 8 cents, for example, and they charge you 11 cents on the same day. That's not true net metering. That unfortunately is making the consumer pay extra for the power they're producing. You're producing the power, you're giving it to Homestead Power, and at nighttime they're charging you. I've seen so many Facebook ads lately advertising that Homestead Power has exemplary net metering, and if you're in Homestead, you get this great service, and if you're in Homestead, you're so lucky and you're so fortunate because there's a special program for Homestead, and unfortunately, that is a lie. 100%. I have personally met with Homestead utility executives. I have complained about this practice. In their defense, they're trying to do a better job than FPNL. They're a municipal power company and they're not a for-profit power company, but unfortunately the laws have to change at the city level, and until your city commissioners address it and change the laws, Homestead Power's hands are tied, and unfortunately as a Homestead Power consumer, you are being cheated of your true value of solar.
So Christy's on a roll and she's asking some amazing questions, so I'm going to try to get to all of her questions. Her first question is, if I have a 10 kW system, does that mean I can only go with a 10 kW battery system?
No, I'm so glad that came up. So the system production has nothing to do with system storage. You have a 10 kW system that produces 10 kW worth of energy, or 9 or 7.5, 8 kW worth of energy. The storage capability is separate. You need to store enough power in your home to get you through your consumption through at least, we try to protect you to a 12-hour period. 8 hours of nighttime and at least a 50% protection. So we size the battery system not on what you're producing, but what your consumption for the house during the hours that we need to run you. So depending on what your consumption is the amount and the size of the battery system, not on your capability to produce.
Awesome. We have another question. Are the batteries eligible for income tax credit?
Absolutely. This system of the batteries gets its energy from the sun. So it is a solar component. It is part of your solar component. Under IRS regulations, as long as the batteries are being charged by the sun, they're 100% eligible for this year, the 26% federal tax rebate. Hey Andrew, isn't it great to be running on solar power? Absolutely. Here we are running all of our appliances.
Everything here, everything's solar.
Running the air conditioner, I'm watching TV, all the lights are on, and we're running on solar and battery power.
Can't get any better than that.
I love it. I love solar.
So Christy's next question is, in the event of an outage, how would the batteries be charged if the system is being used to power the house?
So just like today, your house is being powered and the excess energy is going out to the grid. What happens is when we put the batteries into the equation, when we put the batteries into that circle, at first you'll send a little bit less to the grid and you'll charge out your batteries. And once your batteries are completely full, then you'll keep sending to the grid. And those batteries will be on standby, ready for when you need them. But just like today, you're sending power to the grid and getting power back at night. When you add the batteries, it's just part of the circle. You're just another item, another component in the middle of that circle.
Cool. So Christy again, how do the economics change? If net metering goes away, does it make sense to use the battery every day?
Absolutely. So one of the reasons why, and we're talking about this brand new technology from Enphase, and we're talking about all this brand new technology, and we're making it sound like it's brand new. Enphase has been in business for 40 years. This is probably the 5th or 6th battery generation from Enphase. The only reason why we haven't been installing batteries in the Florida market was because of every company, as they evolve, they make better and newer products. The products that Enphase was making, just like I'm telling you today that the power cell may not be compatible for our market, the Tesla Powerwall may not be the best product for our market. The Enphase previous versions of this battery were not the best version for our market. But Enphase has been making batteries for 40 years. And those batteries they were making before were strictly for time of usage. They didn't work off the grid. If the grid went away, the battery also turned off. Well, for us, it's a no-brainer. We needed batteries to work off the grid. And that's where this IQ8 microinverter comes in and allows us to run off the grid. But again, it's not new to Enphase. This is very old technology to Enphase. This is just evolved. They've done a fantastic job listening to us, listening to what our needs in South Florida are, and they're putting a product in the market that meets our needs.
So can we do PPA here?
No, we cannot.
And why is that?
Florida statutes. One company has been allowed on Florida statute. The Energy Commission last year sanctioned one company in Florida to do PPAs. They didn't allow anybody else. Unfortunately, this company is not operating in Florida. So until the law changes, until they give other companies the ability to do power purchase agreements, at this time we cannot do
So a lot of folks don't know what PPA is. Can you explain that?
Power purchase agreement. A power purchase agreement allows a company, Colorado Solar Solutions, Sunrun, Google, Yahoo, and other these major corporations to invest into solar. And it would be a great way to promote solar in the Sunshine State, because these companies can make the investment of the solar, place it on your roof, and you sign a power purchase agreement with them that says that you're going to buy their power from the solar panels that you have in your home. Rather than you purchase the panels, you're basically leasing the panels from them at a set rate of how much you're going to pay for electricity. In other states where this is happening, in other states where this is being allowed, we have seen almost a 50% decrease in the utility rates. It's a fantastic market driver, allowing utility companies and individuals to compete for your business. When people are competing for your business, you win.
So what do you think, let's say if I'm in the market to get a generator, what do you think I should do? I already have solar, because I think solar is amazing and I have a $9 electricity bill. But I'm looking for battery backup or some type of power during an outage, because we live here in South Florida and we're out with power for maybe a week or two. So what do you think it's financially, with all the ways in and out, what do you think? What would you recommend?
So Andrew, that's a very complex question. And I'm going to break it up because I think you're asking two separate questions in one. You have to make the best decision for you based on your circumstances. You have to weigh the pros and the cons of a battery versus a generator. I believe that a battery is a much more reliable, robust system. When I talk about reliability, is that the battery is going to be charging and discharging. You're going to be able to monitor it, and you'll know that it's going to be there for you when you need it. You don't have to worry about the battery being dead. You don't have to worry about the spark plugs being dirty. You don't have to worry about it running out of oil. You don't have to worry about where you're going to get the gas.
But do I have to touch them at all?
No, that's exactly the point. With a generator, there's a lot of maintenance that you have to do every single week, hoping that at the time that you need it, it's going to be there for you. I'll tell you from personal experience, I had solar panels in my house for 7 years. Up until this point, I did not have batteries. So even before I had the solar panels, I invested into a full home generator.
Oh, okay.
Before Irma came, and thank God that my wife pushed me to go test it out to make sure that it was working. It took me 6 hours to get my generator to run.
Wow.
And of course, the spark plug had gone back to sitting there for 5 years without ever doing anything. So the day before Irma's approaching South Florida, what is Raul doing? Running around town, hoping to find that one spark plug that is not the same as a car spark plug, so not everybody had. I was fortunate, I found it. I ran my generator for 4 days during Irma. Raul's not very mechanically inclined.
Really?
At the 4th day, my wife says, hey, shouldn't you do something to the generator? Shouldn't we be checking it? So I call a friend of mine, Jack Chadwell, generator, great friend. Raul, how long have you been running? 4 days. Turn it off! I go outside, turn my generator off, check the oil. I was dry as a bone. Luckily, I didn't burn out the engine, but I could have. So that's the story that we've heard from so many people. When you need a generator, even if you've done all the maintenance, you run it every Saturday morning, you have to run around searching for fuel. You have to hope that the fuel companies deliver to you at that time when everybody really needs it. and you have to hope that it runs. It's not very reliable. And then worst of all, what do you hear right now?
Nothing.
If we were running a generator, what would you be hearing?
We wouldn't be able to talk.
What do you smell right now?
Nothing. So
If we were running a diesel generator here, what would you be smelling?
I wouldn't be able to breathe.
So cleaner, more reliable, more robust, and more importantly, affordable.
So great points, but let me ask you a question. What happens, do I need to do something before a storm comes? Do I need to go outside and make sure everything looks okay? How do I prep the batteries?
Check your phone, check your computer.
Really?
It is an app built into the system. It is going to, just like right now you're able to check on your panels,
Mhm.
you're able to check on the health of your system
In the same app?
in the same app.
Really?
So one technology, one company. You don't have to worry about this company talking to this company or this. It's all integrated. So on the same app that you monitor your panels today, you'll be able to monitor your consumption, your production, and your battery life. All the information readily available, so you don't even have to go outside. In the comfort of your own bed, lay back, open up your app, and check your system.
Wow. So I have another question here from Christy. I gotta tell you, Christy, you're amazing. You're giving some amazing questions. Thumbs up from everybody here, even the folks behind the camera. So Christy's asking, how do you see the legislative environment for solar in Florida? Is FPL trying to get rid of net metering?
So, unfortunately, not only FPL, the utility companies nationwide have really been pushing to try to get rid of net metering. FPL 2 years ago tried to pass an amendment.
Correct. I remember there was a huge.
And unfortunately or fortunately, they were exposed. People saw through them. They understood that the amendment was really against solar. Since then, we have seen nothing but positive feedback from the legislation. So they're taking the fight out of the state. They're taking the fight to Washington. And they're hoping that by fighting in Washington and changing the laws in Washington, that can then reflect onto the state. People at the state level will not get involved because that's not Florida, doesn't affect us. And they're kind of being sneaky and trying to get many to go away. I don't believe it's going to happen in the short term. At this point, I've always been, and I've said this to many of my customers, and I say it again and again, the technology and the finances have come into such a positive play that at this point, the finances of solar make so much sense and the technology is there that I don't think FPL is going to keep fighting it. I don't think it makes sense for a company to keep fighting it. I think they'll find a way to embrace it and enjoy the benefits of solar. They're trying to push big time. We all hear about 30 million panels by the year 2030.
Yeah, we're always seeing those commercials now.
They're talking about solar direct, a solar program where they're putting the solar panels, you're paying for them, and they're getting all the benefits. And that's exactly what they're selling. They want you to feel good about yourself, invest more money into them without any financial benefit, and after 15 years, you'll start seeing a financial benefit. Well, I'm sorry, but we don't know if the solar farms are ever going to get built. FPL, the last time they did a program like this, collected $7 million, and not one panel was installed anywhere. Wow. It has changed. I don't think FPL is a bad company. Quite the contrary, I believe in FPL. I think they'll do corporately what's right. I think they do a fantastic job into our community. We work with them very closely. Net metering wouldn't work without them. I think that FPL will eventually embrace this technology and they'll find a way to make it feasible for everybody.
Okay. So I think I want to ask you, and I know you're going to get upset at me. So here's a curveball. So in the beginning, Enphase, there was some rumors talking about IQ8. That IQ8, you didn't need the batteries. You can stay on with the batteries, or stay on without the batteries with the IQ8 inverters.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of people asking about that. Can you explain a little bit about that? Because I think we need to put this to rest.
Absolutely. And it's not to rest. You're absolutely correct, and this is still happening. And at Enphase, what Enphase has always traditionally over the years been very slow, and they're guilty of they really beat up their product. They tested and tested and tested and tested again. It don't work because they tested it. The IQ8 was always, they were very honest about this, was always going to be released after the battery. Now, of course, the batteries will be released in January of this year, or actually even before that. And by now we'll be installing IQ8s instead of IQ7s or IQ7-8s. Because the batteries have gotten delayed coming to the market, the IQ8 has always gotten delayed. But the IQ8 is still coming to the market. IQ8's technology is there, and we will be installing it very soon as it's released. We have a lot of customers that we have told them when the upgrade becomes available, it will be available to them. We will be providing that service. We're not going to charge for the labor. We just have to wait for the product to be available.
And is there an expected ETA, or is this something that we're basically at this point waiting for Enphase?
So I have to be honest with you, and at this point, this is Raul just facing the reality that to get an ETA and technology, it's like sitting there and waiting for a train, with no, delivery time. What I would love to tell you, July, August, September, December, January, and I'm being told December of this year. I'm not going to give you that date because at this point, I've learned that with technology, I will let everybody know, just like when we receive the batteries, we let everybody know. When we receive the IQ8s, we'll let everybody.
Hold on, it looks like we're having a little bit of a technical connection here. And
Are we live? Can you see us?
all right. Perfect. All right, so we're back on there. Wonderful. So, hi Meryl, how are ya? And let's see. So Christy is asking, end of every month, does it make more sense to buy panels instead of buying batteries right now?
Batteries are two separate equations. Batteries do not produce any energy. So you can buy every battery I have in my warehouse and you'll still pay FPNL if you don't have solar panels, because the batteries do not produce the energy. The solar panels produce the energy. And the solar panels is what's going to eliminate your solar consumption. Because instead of consuming it from a utility company, you'll be producing your own kilowatt in your own home. The batteries will allow you to store that energy and use it at a better time. So you can store that energy and use it at nighttime if you like. There's no financial benefit to that whatsoever. I encourage you not to do that. I encourage you to store that energy and only use it during an emergency. But when that emergency comes, you'll have the ability to use your batteries.
Okay, and again, Christy's asking, why should I do this now? Why not wait till batteries get better?
Absolutely, and there's no magic ball. There's no telling when those batteries are going to lower in price. Common sense tells us that it will. Also, it tells me that the incentive from the federal government is going away. It's going lower next year. And with the demand that we have for batteries right now, with the demand in the market, I don't see any time soon where that demand is going to be met, and therefore the price is going to be coming down because there'll be more supply than there'll be batteries. We live in a free society. We have an open market. Demand and supply and demand. Supply and demand. The demand for battery right now is at a 12-year high. The supply is at a 2-year low. So I don't think it makes a lot of sense. Labor costs are going up. Insurance costs are going up. Material prices are going up. I don't believe that it's wise to wait right now for batteries to go down lower. In the past, I've always encouraged that. Now that they're available, and now that I've seen the pricing, and the pricing makes sense, and they're affordable, I didn't wait. I installed, and I encourage you to do the same.
Okay, and we have another question here. Let's see. And does Florida have any battery incentives?
So Florida has no solar incentives whatsoever. We're one of the few states in the nation that kind of take a step aside. Florida says we're not going to stand on the way, but we're definitely not going to encourage this. So there's no state incentives. The only incentive is the 26% from the federal government.
Okay, and there's another question here. Any ETA for battery installations? Yes. So I know I can answer that one. We will be getting back to folks by the end of next week, and we will start notifying our customers of installations.
So let me pitch in. I did the training. I sent my team to California. I brought them back. We completed the training with all of our employees. All of our employees are ready and set. We have purchased the equipment so we can have even more teams on the road at the same time. to be able to take care of all our customers. We have made the purchases and the materials, and we're standing by with those purchases ready to install. As soon as Enphase gives me the green light, I am going to deploy, and I mean a deployment of Solar Army to do installations. You're going to be amazed how quickly, if you have already placed a pre-order with us, rest assured, nobody's dying to get them out of my warehouse faster than I am. I would love to get them installed on your house and get you running. We're doing the best that we can, and again, we're just pending on a green light from Enphase. As soon as we have the green light, we'll be knocking on your doors.
All right, and we have, do solar panels add value to your home?
Absolutely, absolutely. Basically, at this time, solar panels are no longer the exception. It used to be that solar panels were Beverly Hills, solar panels were in the islands where there was no electricity, solar panels were in people's homes that were very affluent. Solar panels have become everyday. Drive down the street, you'll see, I bet you that if you look around, every single day you'll see 1 or 2 more houses with solar panels. I used to say I had 200 homes, now we have over 1,000 homes. And I'm one person, I'm one installer. So at this point, the real estate market has taken attention. The real estate professionals are paying attention and are seeing the benefit of the solar panels. If I was to go sell my home, which I'm not, but if I was to sell my home and I show somebody my $9 a month electric bill, it is a lot more appealing to a potential buyer than my same home with a $400 electric bill. A lot more people will be able to afford my home because I only have a $9 electric bill than the people that have $400 electric bill plus the mortgage. So it opens your house to more potential buyers. More potential buyers means a better value. The study was done in South Florida by the professional real estate of Florida, and they determined that in South Florida, in the southeast market of South Florida, a comparable home with solar panels, with a comparable home in the same neighborhood, same size without solar panels, was selling for 4% more than the house without solar panels. So they determined that the value of a house increases by 4% by adding solar panels.
That's very interesting. Very interesting. All right, so we're coming up towards the end. Any other questions that you guys have out there before we kind of start wrapping this up here? Let's kind of see here if we get any additional questions.
They can also email them to us or do them into our Facebook page, and we'll try to get back to you as soon as possible.
Yep.
Go to our website.
Go right ahead. So please visit our website, cbsolar.miami. You can send us a message. You can email us at info@cbsolar.us. We'll be more than happy to get back to you. As we answered on a previous question, we do not charge for consultations. So if you want to talk to us and you want to go ahead and see what size battery you need, anything like that, or if you want to get a quote for panels or for batteries, please give us a call, 305-280-0638, or you can visit our website at cbsolar.miami, and we will definitely go ahead and schedule a visit with you. Typically, we will visit you in the next 2 business days when you schedule an appointment with us. That's how quick we are. We want to help you out. We want to help you save money, and we want you to be self-sustainable. So,
hey Andrew, I got a question for you. Andrew.
Hold on, looks like we lost sound here. Okay, and let's see. And I think we're okay, and you had a question.
I have a question for you, Andrew. So if you were to purchase a solar system today and we were to install a solar system and batteries and financing, when will your first payment be?
That's actually a really good question because your payments will not be till March of 2023.
Wait. I can install solar panels today. I can start saving my electricity from today, and I don't have to make a payment to my finance company.
2023.
Everything in life has a price. But if you can install solar panels today and lower your electric bill down to $9 a month and not make a payment till 2023 and pay for your payment with your solar savings, you really should look into this.
In addition to that, please note that we do have a referral program available to all of our customers. We definitely invite you to check that on our website. If you know somebody that is debating to go solar or wants to go solar, you can definitely take advantage about our... Sorry, Christy has... How does that work? Christy, with Y-Green, you can extend your payment till March of 2023. If you want more information and go over those details with you, just want to let everybody know one more time, take advantage of our referral program. It's on our website. Definitely visit our website. We have a lot of information on there. You can check it out. What's the rate during the non-pay? What is the interest rate during the non-payment period?
3.99.
3.99. Got it. How does that work? Okay, we answered. Fantastic. Like I said, guys, make sure to take advantage of our referral program. It is very, very intriguing. I gotta tell you, you get literally free solar panels. So definitely check that out. Thank you, and we'll catch you on another Facebook Live.
Thank you.